Orthocell has appointed its first 4 U.S. distributors of its flagship nerve repair product, Remplir, after receiving FDA clearance back in early April. Chairman John van der Wielen joins me now. John, welcome back to AusBiz. Thanks for joining us. So what is this, what is material, I suppose, about this announcement today?
Well, the material piece is the quick progress. The first thing we should state is to achieve an FDA approval from Australia is a remarkable achievement on our nerve repair product, Remplir. And as we've talked about, we've got senior staff already employed in the US, and they've been working behind the scenes on distribution setups, key opinion leaders, and really getting us ready for first revenue in the US. So to have already signed up 4 independent distributors in a matter of weeks post the FDA approval, with many more to come, I think is material and just displays, we do what we say we'll do, and we're, undertaking some pretty major progress here at Orthocell.
And what is the quality of these first 4 distributors, in your view, at least?
Yeah, no, they're all obviously high quality, and they're also specialist distributors in the nerve repair space. And I think it's really important to state that there's many distributors across an enormous market. The US is the biggest nerve repair market in the world. It's one of the biggest health markets in the world, and it's where we see the largest potential. So our current plans are to have independent distributors across the US to then market into the hospitals and surgeons in day surgery and so on as well, our product, and that'll get us to market very, very quickly. And it's most important to state that the alternative to that is setting up your own salaried sales force, which is far slower and far more expensive in the early days. So we've opted for independent distributors so we can get up and running quickly and minimise the cash burn.
Yeah. So I understand that you're targeting 10 distributors by June of this year. What's giving you the confidence to put that goal out there publicly?
Well, look, one of the things we pride ourselves on at Orthocell is telling people, well in advance what our plans are and then delivering to those plans. And we're in the market aggressively speaking with distributors, and many, many more than 10 at the moment. The fact that we signed 4 in a matter of weeks post the FDA means we're very confident on achieving 10 by June 30 and hopefully a few more.
Now, when it comes to when first sales might come through, I know you said soon. Any timeline?
Yeah, that's soon does mean soon, and really very difficult to be specific. But we would anticipate we can achieve our first sales in the US again in this quarter, and then we think by the following quarters, people will start to see a significant ramp up in revenue. This is an enormous market when you compare it to Australia. In fact, we estimate that the US market, because of many of the gun wounds, also some of the knifings as well as defence, but we estimate the market's probably 20 to 25 times the size of the Australian nerve repair market.
Yeah, population has something to do with that as well, but I take your point when it comes to some of the gun violence there, which is, not anything we like to think about. But when it comes to the current administration in the United States, what type of thought and modeling have you done insofar as any risks that are posed by changing tariff policy or also by the FDA? I mean, I was listening and reading a note put out by a healthcare analyst saying that things seem to be still moving along as per normal there, but you can't help but look past the fact that there's been a lot of change at the top and trickling down throughout the organization.
First thing I should state, if I was an expert and I could predict for you what Donald Trump's next decision would be, then I don't think I'd be short of a dollar myself, right? Everyone would like to know what's in that person's mind and how he reacts and what's next on the agenda. I think importantly, though, when we look at Orthocell, it's not a price-sensitive product. It's a life-changing nerve repair product. And it's not a mass market or super high volume product that some of the pharmaceuticals that I believe the US is targeting for tariffs. So we genuinely don't think from an Orthocell perspective that tariffs will have an impact on the sale. If you have a major trauma or nerve injury, you need to access a life-changing product like this. The reimbursement in Australia is around $1,500, and it's about $1,500 US is the charge for the products there. So we don't anticipate tariffs will have such a large effect. Across the pharmaceuticals and health industry, we see Australia as an aligned country. Its clinical standards are second to none, and I do not believe the US's target is Australian pharmaceutical companies. I believe it's in fact some of their own companies in the US that have decided to outsource manufacture into India and China, and we see Trump bring that back on shore. Is sound economic rationale, but I really don't think Australia is the target. We're in a trade surplus with the US, and some of the products that we produce are, significant and superior in terms of their quality around the world. So I think the US is more worried about clinical standards and offshoring or outsourcing than it is about the Australian pharmaceutical market.
Got you. And just a final question from me, at least. When it comes to share price performance year to date, under a bit of water, but really great share price performance over the past 6 months and year and beyond. So I suppose when you get those first sales coming through the door, you would expect to see some sort of a re-rating?
We do, and look, it's both a fantastic story to say that we achieved FDA approval. Can you believe we think we got that at 4:37 a.m. in the morning Perth time on the day that the tariffs and turmoil was announced? So, our team was incredibly excited about the announcement and disappointed about the timing. But look, after someone that's been around in the investment markets for a long time, there is only one thing that shores up share price, and that is delivery and fundamentals. And when you look at the delivery from Orthocell over the last 2 years, its share price performance from sort of mid-30s up to a peak of around $1.70, we believe the fundamental and the revenue that's forthcoming. And not to forget, we've got many different regulatory regimes which we have applied for, and we've never had a regulatory failure. Just like we talked to investors about, we were highly confident about our US approval. We still have Thailand outstanding, we have Hong Kong outstanding, we have Canada outstanding. We're working on the applications into Europe. So these are enormous markets. The company's got cash. The money's already sunk in terms of our development costs and R&D, and therefore we see, the crossover into positive cash flows and significant revenue upside. It's a great buy today. It's never been a better buy, and I think it's one of Australia's hidden gems. It's going to be a long-term successful biotech, and if it wasn't, I wouldn't be taking on the role as the chair.